This robot rolled off a production line in Shanghai in June with a red ribbon on its chest. It is number 15,000. It did not come from Tesla. It did not come from Figure. It came from a company called AgiBot. And the last 5,000 took just 3 months to build. Number 15,000 went straight to a customer. Longcheer is one of the world's biggest contract manufacturers of tablets and phones. And in late June, AgiBot pointed cameras at its robots working Longcheer's tablet line in Nanchang and streamed it for 6 days straight. No stage, no editing. Robots lifting tablets, feeding test stations, running quality checks next to human coworkers. Across more than 64 hours of operation, AgiBot logged nearly 65,000 production tasks and says the robots completed them with a 99.99% success rate. Here is the part that should stop you. AgiBot built its first robots in 2023. Getting to 1,000 took about 2 years. 1,000 to 5,000 took a year. 5,000 to 10,000 took 3 months. 10 to 15,000 took 3 months again. That is a factory ramp, the kind of curve you expect with phones and electric cars, now showing up under a humanoid robot company. Now, handle that 15,000 with care, because the wording matters. AgiBot says its 15,000th robot rolled off the line. That is production. It does not mean 15,000 robots are working in factories today. The count also covers the company's whole family of machines, full-size humanoids, wheeled models like the G2, and smaller research units. Even so, the scale is strange. Omdia counted about 13,000 humanoid robots shipped worldwide in all of 2025. Counterpoint counted about 16,000 installed. One company's cumulative production milestone has now reached the same neighborhood as the whole global market's annual numbers. And by Omdia's count, AgiBot was already the world's top humanoid shipper last year, moving over 5,000 units, with Unitree close behind on more than 5,500 of its own. So how does one company build robots that fast? Mostly by standing in the right place. A humanoid robot is dozens of motors, joint actuators, force sensors, cameras, and battery packs. And the factories that make those parts at volume are concentrated along China's eastern manufacturing belt. When your actuator supplier is a short drive away, you can redesign, retool, and restart a line in weeks. AgiBot says its G2 went through more than 230 component tests before rollout. Temperature chambers, stress rigs, positioning checks accurate to under a millimeter. Boring industrial validation is exactly what a customer wants to see before letting a robot touch a live production line. Morgan Stanley saw the same acceleration in China. In June, it raised its forecast for China's humanoid shipments this year from 28,000 to 50,000.
The West is not sitting still. Its public story just measures differently. Figure's robots spent 11 months inside BMW's Spartanburg plant, supporting production of more than 30,000 X3s. And in late June, BMW started a follow-on project with the newer Figure 03. Tesla talks about building Optimus at enormous volumes and aiming it first at its own factories, though it has not published a verified delivery count. The American approach is depth. One factory, one workflow, measured carefully. The Chinese ramp is breadth. Many robots, many sites, fast. Breadth might be the real prize. Every robot on a factory floor is also a data machine. Each shift produces task attempts, edge cases, failures, and recoveries. The training data Embodied AI is starving for, because you cannot scrape the physical world off the internet. More robots in more buildings means more of that data. More data means better models. Better models make the next batch of robots more useful, which sells more robots. AgiBot leans into this openly. It publishes robot training datasets and pitches the loop itself as the product. If the loop holds,
manufacturing volume stops being just a revenue number. It becomes an AI advantage. A slower rival cannot easily buy back. Now, the honest asterisks. Nearly every number in this story comes from AgiBot itself. The live stream is strong evidence that these robots do useful work on a real line, but it covered one section of one factory, and 99.99% is the company grading its own homework. Skeptics also ask how many of the 15,000 are earning their keep every day versus standing in showrooms and classrooms. Fair questions. But that is why the 6-day stream matters. It is the kind of claim you make when you are willing to be watched live for a week.
So the next time a humanoid robot backflips through your feed, think of the ribbon on Robot 15,000. A demo shows what a robot can do once. A production line shows what a company can do at scale. Right now, the scale story is coming off an assembly line in Shanghai. 5,000 robots every 3 months and counting.